Good evening, this is the Toothless Vape Reviews. Tonight, think I'll do some news. My first news story I found. Vape pen charger sparks fire, destroys SUV, according to the driver. This has happened in Woodhaven, Michigan. A woman says a vape pen charger sparked a fire that destroyed her SUV. It happened Thursday as Crystal Mounts and her 5-year-old son sat in their parked SUV outside a Woodhaven, Michigan restaurant. Mounts said when she took the batteries out of the vape charger, sparks flew and started a fast-moving fire inside the vehicle. And when I went to take it off, it shot sparks. There was just a bag kind of nearby where it was charging. I realized there was too much smoke in the car for the bag to already be out. So that's when I realized the fire was under the pedals, Mount said. She and her son escaped the flames. By the time firefighters arrived, the vehicle was completely engulfed in flames. I would say that within maybe 45 seconds, it was a little fire turning into a bigger fire, she said. Mount said she could only sit and watch her vehicle get destroyed. Her advice: definitely be careful with vape batteries. They can shock. They catch on fire, obviously, so definitely be careful with them. Yeah, they can. If you're not careful with them, yeah, they can catch fire. Just be careful with them, that's all. But they said the fire was down by the pedal, so you wonder, was there a lot of trash or paper in there, or was it a nice clean SUV? It doesn't say, so I don't know. I'm just going by what the story said, and I got this off of WPTV.com, news under local news under water cooler. Vape pen charger sparks fire, destroys SUV, according to driver. Looks like it's West Palm Beach, Florida. Well, that's our first story. Sorry for the jump cut, but go and find some more stories. Story number 2, which I think everybody is already up on. This is San Francisco goes full prohibition on e-cigarettes. Following a vote by the Board of Supervisors on Tuesday night, San Francisco became the first major U.S. city to impose a total ban on e-cigarette sales. There are a few months left before it comes into effect, and at least one attempt to overturn the ban is underway. But unless something radical changes, the ban will hit on the 1st of January next year. Under the new law, it will be illegal for any retailers, the word retailers, in San Francisco to sell vapor products, and for online vendors to ship them to addresses in the city, until whenever the FDA gets around to reviewing a product and granting it a pre-market tobacco authorization. In the meantime, the city's residents will have to buy their devices in liquid in neighboring towns, or simply go back to smoking lit tobacco, which will remain on sale inside San Francisco. I enjoy that. They're worried about the kids vaping, but I guess they're not worried about the kids smoking, because smoking gets them taxes, and they don't care about the health risks associated with smoking. They're worried about the health risks associated with vaping. If that isn't a backward state. California, more worried about vaping than smoking, because they get more money off of taxes from smoking than they do vaping. I think all the politicians should be taken out of California, to be voted out, and all new politicians should be voted back in, so we can get vaping back legal again in all these cities and taken off of the books as being illegal. Only in California. Vendors and tobacco control experts have warned that removing a safer alternative from sale will simply push former smokers back to cigarettes, an effect that's likely to hit the poorest, who find it harder to travel or shop online the hardest. Meanwhile, vape companies and consumers are campaigning to put an initiative on the city's next ballot paper that would scrap the new law and replace it with improved measures to prevent underage purchases. However, it's unlikely to win support from San Francisco's increasingly nanny sadist residents. So, it's better to smoke in San Francisco than it is to vape, I guess, because they voted vaping illegal. You can't sell vape. Doesn't say you can't vape, you can't sell it. Doesn't say you can't do it, though. Isn't that interesting? And here's another one. Indonesia is one of the few countries with a higher smoking rate than Turkey. A massive 63% of men smoke. So sure enough, the country's National Narcotics Agency is now calling for a ban on vapor products. How is that going to help men? Maybe they want them to smoke instead of they don't want them to vape. Who knows? According to agency spokesman Mufti DJUSNIR, agents have found several cases of e-liquids containing controlled drugs like marijuana and crystal meth, and he believes this is a widespread practice in Indonesia, ignoring the fact that these drugs are illegal anyway and can be used in a variety of ways. He believes the best solution is to ban a product that could help 35 million Indonesians quit dangerous cigarettes. Overseas, the Middle Eastern countries, all vaping is mostly banned over there anyways because they make more money off of the taxes on cigarettes, and they'd rather kill their people on cigarettes because they can't kill their people on vaping. That's the end of that story. Here's a story over in Hungary. Hungary considers vape shop ban. A new bill put in front of Hungary's parliament last week would make it illegal to sell vapor products anywhere except in state-owned tobacco shops. If it passes, it will mean the end of specialist vape shops in Hungary, and that's very bad news for smokers who want to quit. The proposal comes from the Prime Minister's Commissioner for the Defense of Non-Smokers, a member of the ruling Fidesz party. The reasoning behind it is that it would give more control over who e-cigs are sold to. However, what it would mostly do is to lead to vapor products being sold by traditional tobacconists who don't understand them and may see them as competition. This is a double whammy for potential switchers who need good advice about what products to buy and how to use them, advice they usually get from vape shops. As well as forcing e-cigs to be sold in government tobacco shops, the bill will also reduce the number of these shops. Right now, towns are allowed one tobacco shop per 3,000 people. The new law would change that to one every 4,000. It's not all bad news. The tax on e-liquid would be cut from 55 Hungarian forints, about 19 cents per mil, to 22 forints. although it would also be applied to zero nicotine liquid for the first time. Overall, though, it is an extremely bad law from a harm reduction point of view. But that's Europe for you. It seems Europe doesn't know how to... They go from one extreme to the other. This country is the same thing, but this country's one extreme to the other because the one extreme is they're getting money off of traditional cigarettes, but when you go to vaping, they're not getting the taxes off of that because traditional vaping isn't deadly, traditional cigarettes are. But it seems some states, and California is one of them, would rather see people dying off of traditional cigarettes than the health savings with vaping. That's California for you. West Coast, screwed up state. Again, this is a shortened version of the news. Thank you for watching me. This is the Toothless Vape Reviews. Don't forget your congressmen, your senators. Tell them we don't want to lose our vape products. And get working in California and especially in San Francisco. Get the measure put on the ballot in November and get vaping back legal again in San Francisco. If at least you can get it legal in San Francisco, hopefully other cities won't follow and we can get back to a better, more healthy alternative. Again, thank you for watching my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching the video and have a good night.